Hello, team, my man. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me on.
Beautiful. And thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate you. And you see, team, oftentimes I love to thank my guests for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. You see, my man, you are on this platform right now because you did invest in yourself. And oftentimes, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, team, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I used the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, team, just recently, I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree, you see. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches. And not just mangoes now, team. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely experience that day. I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing team that you are today, that alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing. Your journey so far, your philosophies, your insight, the impact your work is having, and how you're offering the solutions. I find this stuff very beautiful. So I've got to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much, my man.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to the conversation for sure.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So let's get started. You see, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, team, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And you see, my man, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge, in darkness, ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. And the second reason why I'm excited to have the incredible team on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, my man, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information flying out there. So those folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, team, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, my man, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how our team got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, team, over to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah. So I live in Northeast America. If you're a fan of The Office, I live just south of Scranton, Pennsylvania. I have been here for about 17 years now. And a large part of my journey here has been doing nonprofit work, working with people in poverty coming out of addiction and homelessness and so many different crisis and at-risk situations. And so it's been an incredible journey to be able to be a part of so many different just transformative stories with people. I'm married to my wife, Heather. We've been married for almost a decade. And then I'm a girl dad to my two girls, Lucy and Emily. And so we love the opportunity we get to be able to make an impact in our city with so many people who are in crisis and be able to help them really just pursue transformation. But a big part of transformation that our family has experienced is really learning what does it look like to be on the front lines of community development and not be crushed under the weight of compassion fatigue. Living and leading in a community that is so filled with crisis and trauma and heartbreak and so many things. For many years, my family barely made enough money to live on. We didn't make enough money to travel. And it felt like every year we just had to beg and borrow just to get a vacation. Well, thankfully, all of that changed a few years ago when I learned how to do travel hacking. So I went on this quest for knowledge to figure out how do we solve this problem that we have every year. I discovered travel hacking, and now our family has been able to travel the world for free thanks to what I learned through that. And then I also started a business helping other people to be able to unlock the secrets of free travel as well.
Wow. And that's really, really amazing. Thank you so very much for all that you're doing. So let's begin from travel hacking. What is travel hacking? Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So travel hacking is a strategic process of layering and leveraging credit card rewards for free travel. So it's not about spending more money. It's not about spending money that you don't have. You're not accruing debt and interest and paying late fees. Rather, you're simply strategically using credit cards for your everyday purchases, finding that your everyday purchases can actually be earning you free travel in some incredible ways.
Beautiful, my man. So how did you get started? Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So that whole experience I described earlier, just it was so discouraging in life and leadership, feeling like, man, we want and we need a refreshing vacation, but I just don't know how to get it. Like it feels like we have to go on the types of vacations that leave us more exhausted than when we left. It feels like we're just on this perpetual hamster wheel of trying to get away, trying to figure out how to travel, and we just can't seem to do it. So really, it got to the point where I just started searching for what options, what solutions are out there, and I didn't want to settle for, bargain travel where you're staying in really crummy hotels, or you're flying on red-eye flights, or you're suffering through timeshare pitches or anything like that. I had done those things in the past and found that those were not refreshing vacations. So along the way, I discovered travel hacking, and I actually took an online course to learn the basics of it. And then what I found is I went so far beyond what I learned in the basics of that course to really master it. So in my first 9 months, I actually earned 1.2 million travel rewards points. Which is worth about $15,000 in free travel. And so ever since then, we have just been able to do incredible things on the journey that I've been on. I've now earned over 4 million travel rewards points. Our family has traveled all over the world for free. We went from being broke, burned out, stuck at home to now enjoying the freedom of free travel, which has been incredible.
This is really amazing and it's sounding so new to me. Okay, but I'm still so curious, all right? So how does travel hacking actually work?
Yeah, absolutely. So really, when you think about travel hacking, you've got to think about 3 key steps that you take. So step number 1 is determine your travel goals. The great thing about travel hacking is there's no one size fits all option. You're not limited in where you can go or what you can do or what type of trip you can take. There's not a bunch of blackout dates. These aren't like rare, obscure travel options where you have to get lucky in order to find them. You really are able to do pretty much anything that anybody loves to do in travel. The difference is while they're paying for it, you get to do it for free. But it starts by figuring out what are your travel goals? Do you want to go on a cruise, or would you rather get a cabin at the top of a mountain? Would you enjoy like an international trip, or would you enjoy a house rental at the beach? Would you enjoy going to Disney with your kids, or would you enjoy doing something else altogether? So the great thing is there really are no limited options, but you have to start by dreaming, and dreaming big. I often find that for people that have wanted to travel but maybe haven't been able to afford it, it's really hard to be able to dream big when you're in that situation, because for so long your travel goals have simply seemed like this far off, unachievable dream, that it's hard to dream big and think about where would we go if money wasn't an obstacle. Because for many people, money is their obstacle to travel. But if you reframe it and you go, where would we go if money wasn't an obstacle? Start by determining those travel goals. That would be step one. Step two is then signing up strategically for the right credit cards that align with your travel goals. So for instance, if you're somebody who is terrified of flying, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to sign up for a credit card that gives you airline rewards, because that's probably not going to be your preferred method of travel. That's fine. But there's all kinds of different cards that can help you earn all kinds of different travel based on what you're looking for. So I'll give you an example. The first and best card that I recommend every travel hacker start with is the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. So with that card, if you sign up for it and you spend $5,000 in your first 3 months, then you'll earn 75,000 points, bonus points, by spending that amount of money.
Wow.
So that's pretty great on your own. Then if you're married, what you can do is you can actually, instead of adding your spouse as an authorized user on that one card, you could actually refer your spouse to sign up and get the exact same card. So your spouse will earn a 75,000 point bonus. You'll earn a 15,000 point bonus. And right there, you're sitting on almost 180,000 points to start your travel hacking journey. So that is a great step to be able to take, which then leads to step 3, which is maximizing those rewards for free travel. And this is where most people miss out, because many people would earn about 180,000 points through that Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and they would simply cash out for cash back. And if you did that, you'd get $1,800 in cash back. And that's not bad. I mean, that would be quite the cash injection to your account, which would be great. But the great thing is, travel rewards are worth so much more than cash back. So where could 180,000 points take you? What could you do with that? Well, you could do like what my wife and I did to celebrate our birthdays this year. Living here in the Northeast, it's pretty cold, and our birthdays are in March. So at the time of celebrating our birthdays, it was 15 degrees and snow covered where we live here in the Northeast. Well, we kind of had a little bit of that winter cabin fever and decided we wanted to get out of town and be able to get to a warmer, sunny place. So we took about 180,000 points. And we flew from Pennsylvania down to Cancun, Mexico. When we got down there, we stayed at an all-inclusive luxury resort that retailed for $1,500 per night.
Ooh.
I ate filet mignon steak for dinner. I enjoyed breakfast, oceanfront, beachside. We had an incredibly luxurious room that gave me some of the best sleep I've gotten all year. And we were able to do this entire trip. The flights, the all-inclusive resort, all of that cost us 180,000 points. So just by signing up for one credit card with your spouse or significant others, that could punch your ticket to a luxury all-inclusive resort in Cancun. And that's just a small glimpse into a much larger picture of what you could do. My wife and I actually just got back last week or a couple weeks ago from a 2-week anniversary trip to Europe where we spent 2 weeks traveling around Europe. We flew to and from Europe in lay flat business class seats. The entire trip would have cost us $25,000 if we had paid for it, but we covered the entire trip with our points and we didn't pay a dime. So that's just a small glimpse into, we followed the exact same 3 steps that I just gave to you. Determine your travel goals, sign up for credit cards that align with your travel goals, and maximize those rewards for free travel. When you take those 3 steps, it unlocks a world of possibilities for free travel.
I tell you, this is so beautiful. And you've just exposed a very, very vital information to myself and audience. Thank you so very much. So we have 2 more to go, okay? All right. So can you share trips you've helped others book?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I love is with my business, Travel Multiplier, I offer online course and coaching that helps other people to learn how they can maximize the opportunity for free travel. So I just kind of gave you a tip of the iceberg with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, but there's so many other options and opportunities out there. So I was able to help one couple. They got 10 nights at a brand new all-inclusive golf resort in Cancun for free. It would have cost $6,000. They got it for free. Another couple came to me when they were engaged. And at that point, they wanted to be able to travel hack their honeymoon. So they did. They ended up getting a free honeymoon in Costa Rica at an all-inclusive resort there. There are also larger families that have been able to do this. So one family that took my course, they took their family of 7 to Washington, D.C., and again, they did it at prime time. They went to Washington, D.C. in Memorial Day week. And they got to stay right downtown in Washington, D.C. Another family took my course and said, hey, this has made it possible for us to travel across the country to spend holidays with family, which has been great. Now we get to spend Thanksgiving with our family because we don't have to drive for days and we no longer have to view flights as out of our price range. Another person decided they wanted to go do some overseas work in Africa. And so he got to fly him and his wife to Northern Africa for free. So many different opportunities. There's so many different people. That's just a few of the dozens and dozens of stories that I've been able to help people with.
Wow, this is amazing. And I tell you, this is so, so beautiful. The fact that you are sharing the solution with others. And it says a lot about the status of your mind. Thank you so very much. You've got a great heart. Okay, so finally, what mistakes do beginners make?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say there's a couple mistakes that beginners often make. One is that they get really excited about the idea of free travel, and they end up signing up for the wrong cards. So there are over 90 different travel rewards credit cards out there, and each of those credit cards all have full-time marketing departments that are offering commercials and internet ads and YouTube ads and so many different things that try to tell people that their card is the best. And sometimes that's true. If you saw an offer for the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, that would be a really good card to get. But other times there are other cards that sound really good, and then you get into them and you find out this card actually doesn't provide a whole lot of value. And so that would be one of the biggest ones, jumping in and just trying to get any random travel card you can. The second mistake that I often see is that people often try to figure this out alone. So if you try to figure out travel hacking alone, you end up wasting hours and hours, like scouring Reddit and blogs and YouTube channels and so many different things, trying to piece together all kinds of different information from all kinds of different people. But the reality is, in doing that, then you have to suffer through the trial and error of trying to figure it out on your own. And when you do that, what happens is there's a whole world of possibilities out there. But getting the wrong cards or getting them in the wrong order or wasting your points can actually cost you thousands of dollars in free travel, where you could have taken an amazing trip if you had approached that differently. But because you didn't, now you find yourself kind of suffering through some cut rate, lower budget travel options. So that's why I love the opportunity to offer to work together with people that are interested in this. So my business, Travel Multiplier, I started that to help other people who are where I was and help them be able to unlock the secrets of free travel. So I offer an online, on-demand course that you could sign up for and go through that. And I'll take you from start to finish, helping you to be able to master travel hacking for yourself. But I often find sometimes as people hear about this or they listen to it, sometimes there's all of those like skeptical questions going off in their mind. So if you go to my website, travelmultiplier.com, one of the things that you'll find on there is I actually offer a free guide called The Skeptic's Guide to Travel Hacking. So in there, I go through and I walk through some of the biggest questions, concerns, and myths about travel hacking and help you to be able to move forward with confidence and clarity on your travel journey.
Beautiful. And I'll take that as a final thought. So can you say your website once again for the sake of those ones who would like to visit it, reach out to you, or learn more about what you're doing?
Absolutely. You can go to travelmultiplier.com.
Beautiful. So that's going to be the end of the show, my man. Thank you for coming and thank you for opening our eyes to this beautiful stuff. I tell you, it's wonderful information. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.